he comes, here he comes. There's the trumpets, there's the drums, here he comes. Hopalong Cassidy, here he comes.
It had been years since I had been down here in the border district at Las Cruces, but I remembered it well because some of the finest saddle horses in the country came from this part of the Southwest. My saddle pal, Red Connors, and I were down here on government business. 3 weeks ago, the Army had made a deal with the owners of the Whitley Ranch for more than 600 horses to be used for cavalry mounts. And just 3 days ago, the Whitley outfit had sent word that they couldn't deliver. The entire roundup had been stolen. Trouble was brewing in Cuba. That country was to begin a fight for freedom. And since the U.S. was ready to step in on Cuba's side, those horses were needed right now. My mission was to find them and see that they got to the railhead. Just ahead was the Whitley Ranch House, where I meant to begin my job by questioning the foreman who had been in charge when the horses were stolen. How did this happen, Mr. Burke?
We had the whole lot grazing down in the south section. The morning we were due to start the drive to the railhead, we found they'd all disappeared overnight.
Well, it's kind of hard to believe that 625 head of horses just vanish into thin air.
Ours did, and right across the Mexican border.
You think the rustlers were Mexicans?
What else could they have been? We followed the trail of those horses right to the line, and that trail went across the border.
Well, I just asked because this would be the first time in 5 years there's been a raid across the border.
Yeah, and they had to pick on us for that one.
Well, if the horses are in northern Mexico, I have friends down there that'll help me get them out.
I sure hope they can. Otherwise, I'll be looking for a job.
I'll do my best. Well, Red, let's you and I take a look across the border. See you later. So Red and I headed across the border to see my old friend, Colonel Chavez. So that's why I came to see you, Colonel Chavez.
Hoppy, my friend, if it were not so serious, I would laugh. Do you think that over 600 horses could be run across the border in my district without my men knowing something about it?
I've known you too long to think that. That's why Burke's story sounded a little fishy to me.
I assure you, there was not the least sign of the trail of the horses on this side of the line. Burke's story is impossible.
He sure made it sound good.
Other men have made the mistake of trying to outsmart our friend Cassidy, much to their sorrow. Bueno, then you are of the opinion that it was an inside job, eh?
Right. That's why I may have to call on you for some help.
I remember what you have done for my people. Whatever I can do shall be done.
That's mighty white of you, Colonel, but me and Hoppy can take care of everything ourselves.
You know, every once in a while, Red gets the idea that he's a one-man army.
Oh, Hoppy, just that every once in a while I forget to think.
Once in a while? But he usually comes through.
A man after my own heart. If you wish, I can arrange to have men in civilian clothes to ride back with you to the Whitley Ranch.
No, not yet. First, I want to find out who's behind this horse stealing.
That is wise. Then you mean to have a talk with Nelson Whitley, eh?
Yeah, within the hour. Then we'll have some idea what we're up against.
Adios, mi amigo.
Hasta la vista.
Adios.
Adios, Colonel.
Red and I rode back to have a talk with this Nelson Whitley.
Looks like this Nelson Whitley just about owns the whole blame town.
And most of the surrounding country as well. Where can I find Nelson Whitley?
What do you want to see Nelson about?
Who are you?
Name's Dillon. What do you want?
I'll tell that to Nelson Whitley.
You can tell me. I happen to manage his place.
I'm Nelson Whitley.
Well, I'll be doggone. Nelson's a she.
And I don't like arguments in my place.
No wonder the rustlers run the horses off right under your nose.
Red.
Those horses are a sore spot with me. I don't think I'm going to like you.
Oh, most people don't like Red till they get to know him better.
Well, I'm going to deny myself that pleasure. Now, there's the door, you big ape. Now start moving or I'll have you thrown out.
Listen, ma'am, I don't mind being called a big ape, but I have a strong aversion to being thrown out of anywhere.
I've handled tough guys before. Bascom, throw these two out.
I don't always agree with Red, but I, too, have a strong aversion about being thrown out of anywhere.
Toss them out.
That's the way it has to be. I'll take that one. How you doing, Red?
I got a stubborn one. It won't go down.
Well, try letting loose of him. Maybe he'll drop.
It worked.
Keep him covered, Red. Put that bottle down.
Not until I've chased you out of here.
Are you going to behave yourself, or do I have to turn you over my knee and give you a spanking?
You wouldn't dare.
Wouldn't I?
I believe you would.
That's better.
What did you want to see me about?
Horses. 625 of them.
Put up your gun, Red. You won't need it. Is that understood, Dillon?
Yeah, boss.
And we can talk in my office. This way. I'm sorry I acted the way I did. But ever since Dad died 8 years ago and left me his enterprises, I've had to fight men for one reason or another.
Well, it looks like you've handled everything all right. My name is Bill Cassidy.
It's U.S. Marshal Cassidy.
Temporarily.
Yeah, I'm Red Connors, Hoppy's deputy, temporarily.
Hoppy? Well, you must be Hopalong Cassidy.
That's right.
My father often spoke of you. He used to say there was no one quite like you. And now I understand why.
I was very fond of your father. That's why I'd like to help you.
Sit down and talk.
Thank you. Well, I'm sure by now that you know why I'm here.
I think I know how important those horses are to the government.
How far do you trust your foreman?
Burke? About as far as I trust most men. And that's not too far. Why do you ask?
I have an idea the stealing of those horses might be an inside job.
Impossible. Where could he sell that many expensive horses without being found out?
He might have been paid off to make sure the government didn't get the horses.
I don't think I understand.
There are certain foreign interests here that would pay a lot of money to make sure that Cuba doesn't get any help of any kind. And those horses would be a big help.
I'm beginning to see what you mean.
Yeah, Hoppy's got the idea them horses are boxed up in a canyon somewhere to die of thirst or starvation.
Who'd be rotten enough to do a thing like that? I'll send for Burke and you can beat the truth out of him.
No, not yet. I don't want you to do that. It may give the others a chance to destroy the horses in some other way if they knew what I was planning. I not only want the horses, I want whoever Burke sold out to. Do you know of any strangers that have been here in the district in the last 2 or 3 weeks? Anyone with a lot of money or importance?
None that answer that description.
What do you know of anyone new in the district?
Only the dealer we hired 2 weeks ago, and he came well recommended from Mexico.
Where from in Mexico?
Matamoros, I think.
I'd like to have a look at him. When can I meet him?
Right now, if you want. He's out in the bar.
Good.
Gardena,
Senorita,
this is Mr. Cassidy.
pleased to meet you, senor.
How do you do, sir? Miss Whitley tells me you're from Matamoros. I wonder if you happen to know my friend Don Romero Diaz down there. He has a hacienda on the Matamoros River just outside of town.
Oh, surely I know him, senor. Everyone knows Don Romero.
And how is he? Have you seen him lately?
Within the past year, he was quite well.
Thanks. I'm glad to hear that. Now, if you'll excuse me, I want to get word off to headquarters that your horses have been stolen by Mexican rustlers. And there's nothing they can do about it except look for horses elsewhere.
Well, then I suppose all I can do is just take my loss and like it.
I guess that's all you can do. Goodbye. So long.
Hey, Hoppy. I know you got something on your mind, but why did you say we're giving up?
To throw Grjngo off the track.
Why?
I don't think he's ever been in Matamoros. I don't think he's a Mexican or even Spanish. And if there's a Matamoros River, it's news to me. And besides, my friend Don Romero Diaz has been dead for 5 years.
And he fell for the trick.
Sure.
What do we do now?
Back to the border and Colonel Chavez. Maybe we can learn some more about Senor Gardena. He could be our man. And again, we were on our way to see Colonel Chavez.
And do you know, Hoppy, it took us over 20 days to get the men and equipment to that place. With your permission, eh?
Surely.
It is the answer to my telegram to headquarters. I will translate. Regarding information requested concerning one Ramon Gardena, it is one of his many assumed names. He is not Mexican and is believed to be of Central European ancestry. He was expelled from Mexico 2 months ago on suspicion that he is a foreign espionage agent.
That's all I need to hear. Now I want 4 of your men in civilian clothes, and I'll take the responsibility for them being on our side of the border.
It will be as you wish. I personally will select 3 of my best men.
With Colonel Chavez, Hoppy said he wanted 4 men.
There shall be 4 men, my friend. 3 others and myself.
Thanks, Colonel.
Now, what do you plan to do?
You and your men had better stake out near the Whitley Ranch. I think I can trick Gardena into showing us where those horses are hidden. And if my plan works out,
I think we should. Order 50 more of each.
Right.
excuse me, your horses have been found.
They have? Wonderful. Where did you find them?
I didn't. It was a couple of Mexican wood gatherers. The horses are boxed up in a canyon on this side of the border. I just got word from Alanchi.
That's the best news I've heard in a long time.
Now, we're on our way to Alanchi now. Within a few hours, your horses should be back in their own pastures. Come on, Red.
Hey, Hoppy, you think Gardena fell for it?
I'm betting he did. Dillon did, too.
Huh? You think Dillon's in on it, too?
Well, he nearly fell over when I said those horses were boxed up in a canyon. Come on, I want to get staked out. Red and I had staked out on the road that leads to the Whitley Ranch. If my guesses had been correct all the way down the line, it wouldn't be long before Gardena and Dillon would be riding to the Whitley Ranch to tell Burke what had happened, and then figure out a way to destroy the horses. My guesses had been right. We waited until we could trail them without being seen.
Vámonos.
Colonel Chavez was following my instructions perfectly. Hi, Colonel. Well, they're doing exactly what we wanted them to.
Birds of a feather, my friend.
My hunches were still working out. They had picked up Burke. Let's go. Trailed them for 10 miles. There, a mile ahead of us, in the dead-end ravine, were the horses. Logs had been placed across the narrow entrance to the steep wall ravine, making a perfect cage for the horses. Now it was just a question of rounding up Gardena and the men who had sold out to him. They had set the ravine on fire. With the wind blowing down the ravine, it would be only a matter of minutes until there would be nothing left except blackened ashes. Now the diabolical plan to destroy the horses was clear. You go after the men. We'll get the horses.
Again. Vaya derecho.
I sent Colonel Chavez and his men to keep the Gardena outfit off our necks, while Red and I went to break down the barrier that kept the horses in the ravine.
Keep going around that way.
Ustedes van por el otro lado, ¿eh?
Those shots meant that Colonel Chavez had caught up with the Gardena outfit. Red. Now they're all heading for the opening, Red. Keep them moving. The horses were all safe. They'd run for the nearest feed and water, and we could round them up later. The fire in the ravine would burn itself out in a few hours. Now to find Colonel Chavez. The shooting had died out. He might need help. But Chavez didn't need any help. He had carried out his end of the job just as I felt sure he would. Nice work, Colonel. All right, you three, get to your horses. Let's get out of here. Well, that just about takes care of everything, Miss Whitley. Gardena, Burke, and Bascomer are in jail waiting for trial. Your horses are in the pasture under government guard. For a couple of days' good feeding, they'll be on their way to the railhead.
You've done a great job, Hoppy. But in one move, you've deprived me of a manager, a foreman, a bouncer, and a dealer. Now, don't you think you ought to do something about that?
Well, just what, for instance?
I'd like to have you take charge of things for me. Everything.
Well, I appreciate the offer very much, but Twin Rivers is my home range. I have more than I can take care of there.
I understand Twin Rivers is a growing community. I may come up there in the near future to look over the opportunities for investments.
We'd be very glad to see you. Well, goodbye, Miss Whitley.
Goodbye, Hoppy, and thanks for everything. Goodbye, Red.
Say, ma'am, could I ask a question?
Go ahead and ask.
How come you have a man's last name for your first name?
Red, I've been asked that same question hundreds of times. But for you, I'm going to answer it. You see, my father's name was Whitley, and my mother's name was Jones. Now, I had an Aunt Sophie and an uncle named Hemingway. So they all got together and decided to name me Nelson. Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Come on, that's a long ways to the bar, Twilight.
Say, Hoppy.
Yeah?
I wonder how come they gave her a man's last name for a first name.
Well, it's like this, Red. Her father's name was Whitley. Her mother's name was Jones. Now, she had an Aunt Sophie and an uncle named Hemingway. So they all got together and decided to call her Nelson. Don't you get it?
Well, sure. But how come they gave her a man's last name for her first name?
Come on, this could go on forever. What a character. Goodbye.
There he goes on his way down the moonlit trail to where cowboys race. Hopalong Cassidy, Hopalong Cassidy, he'll return soon again. There's no use to say goodbye until then. Here he comes, here he comes. There's the trumpets, there's the drums, here he comes. Hopalong Cassidy, here he comes.
Deep in the heart of the great Southwest lies the fertile valley of Twin Rivers. Here this year grazed what promised to be the fattest, heaviest cattle the valley had ever known. For after 2 years of drought that had brought death and starvation to thousands of cattle and had brought the cattlemen to the verge of ruination, the Twin Rivers were again running full, and the grass on the government-owned range was again growing green and tall. Now at last the cattlemen could breathe easier. 2 months of feeding and their cattle would be ready for market. Their heavy mortgages would be paid off. Prosperity was just around the corner. As chief investigator for the Cattlemen's Association, it was my job to see that nothing happened to these cattle before they were shipped. And a message I'd received last night had me worried. When we rode into the little cattle town of Twin Rivers that morning in answer to an urgent message from the Cattlemen's Association, I knew that trouble with a capital T wasn't far off. And my saddle pal, Red Connors, must have sensed that trouble too. For he's never very happy when things are peaceful. Sam.
Hello, Hoppy. Red.
Hi.
I suppose you know why I sent for you?
Well, I can guess. I've already heard that Bob Norman got back into town last night and he's figuring on running sheep here.
Right. What do you intend doing about it?
Like I was telling Hoppy coming into town, if we can round up enough cattlemen, there won't be a sheep get within 100 miles of this town. That goes for the sheep herders, too.
But, Red, there's no use taking a chance on killing off a lot of men just to keep a few sheep out of here.
I don't care how it's done, but I give you my word, if one head of sheep comes into this district, it means a fight to the finish.
All right, Sam. We'll see what we can do about it. Come on, Red. This was the cattlemen's declaration of war. I'd seen range war between cattlemen and sheepmen before, and I knew what it meant. The range would be burned over. They'd be ruined for years. Ranch houses and buildings would be blown up. Stock would be driven off and destroyed. Men, yes, even women and children would be killed in a senseless, ruinous struggle. And Bob Norman was crying for that kind of a war when he'd said that he intended stocking sheep on the rundown ranch he left a year ago. I don't know who started it, but all of a sudden, there it was.
This is what I've been waiting for. I've just been itching to get my hands on one of them sheep men. I'm gonna get them.
Red, come back here.
You overgrown Bo Peep, since you can get away with this, you got another thing coming. Anybody else want to fight?
I knew it. All right, break it up, all of you.
Don't try to tell me what to do.
I'm telling all of you what not to do.
Well, you ain't telling me.
Think maybe we'd better try to settle this without gunplay?
Do as Hoppy tells you, Biggs.
Who is this Hoppy?
Hopalong Cassidy, investigator for the Cattlemen's Association. Hi, Hoppy.
Hi, Bob.
This is my partner and new brother-in-law, Rance Barlow.
Hi, Rance. This is Red Connors.
This is Lucy, my wife.
Your wife?
We were married last week.
How do you do?
Mr. Cassidy, I want it understood. My men didn't start this trouble.
What'd you sheepmen expect? Key to the city and a red carpet?
But if trouble has to come, the men who are bringing our sheep in here are just as tough as the cattlemen. Maybe tougher,
I take it you're figuring on putting up a fight.
if we have to. And it'll be a fight to the finish. But I want to avoid bloodshed if I can. That's why I asked for a meeting with the cattlemen this morning.
Let's go over and have a talk with Mr. Berger.
There you have it, Mr. Berger. My sister and I were running out of grazing land. So when Lucy married Bob, we decided to pool our interests and bring our sheep down here to his ranch. We've got to move them or they'll starve.
Bob, you were raised in a cattle country. You know why we can't allow you to come into this district. We've had a drought here for 2 years, and now that the grass is beginning to grow green, why, sheep would ruin this range for another 2 years.
We have to think about ourselves, too, Mr. Berger. My brother and I have $5,000, every cent we have, tied up in our sheep.
There was something going on that I couldn't figure out. Bob was not the same boy I'd known before he'd left for Montana. All through the meeting, he had avoided my eyes. I'd let Barlow and Lucy come up with all the answers. As far as I was concerned, these people didn't talk or dress or act like sheep people. It was about time for me to ask some questions. Bob, where are your sheep now?
Why,
They're over in New Mexico. My herders are ready to start the drive the minute I give the word.
What are they, Marinas or Durocs?
Why, they're half and half. Half Merinos and half Duroc.
Catching cold? Lucy had stepped right into my little trap. If these people had known anything at all about stock, she would have known that Durocs are not sheep, but a breed of pigs. I hate to see a range war break out here in Twin Rivers, but I just don't see how it can be avoided. Unless you have some other idea, I'm sure Mr. Berger would listen to any reasonable proposition.
If it'll avoid trouble, I'm willing to be reasonable. If the cattlemen will pay us the cost of our sheep, that's all I want.
If you think for 1 minute that I...
Just a minute, Sam. Let me handle this, please. We're going to keep out of this fight, even if we have to buy our way out of it. Now, you say you have $5,000 invested in your sheep. It'll take probably a week to raise that much money. But if I give you my word that you'll be taken care of within that time, will you agree to keep the sheep out of here?
What do you say, sis?
if Hoppy gives you his word to do something, you can take it.
All right. We'll give you a week to raise the money.
Thank you very much. Let's go. Did you want to say something to me?
No.
Hoppy, have you gone completely loco? Since when did the cattlemen of Twin Rivers start buying off a bunch of wormy sheepmen? This is almost blackmail.
It is blackmail, at least a try at it. Barlow's bluffing. He hadn't any sheep.
What makes you think that?
Didn't you hear what that woman said when I asked what kind of sheep they were?
No, I guess I was too busy being mad to hear anything.
Tell him, Red.
They're half and half. Half Merino and half Duroc.
Duroc? Did she say Duroc?
It would have been funny to me, too, except that I couldn't get over the look in Bob Norman's eyes. It was the look of a trapped animal that knows it doesn't have a chance. And it wasn't funny to think what Bob's return to Twin Rivers, a married man tied up with sheepmen, was doing to Mary Warner, our little postmistress.
Hoppy.
Yeah?
I'm going to tip off the cattlemen, and tonight we're going to ride that whole four-flushing kit and caboodle out of this county on a rail.
Sam, you're not going to do anything until I give Bob a chance to get out of this mess he's in. And don't let the cattlemen go out looking for trouble. Those two men of Barlow's look like they can take pretty good care of themselves. And you and I are going to see if we can find out what's happened to Bob. See you later. You sure straightened him out. Hi, Mary.
Hello, Hoppy. Will you do me a great favor?
Well, sure I will.
Will you give this to Bob for me?
Well, if you want me to. I knew the story back of this little ring. There had been an understanding between Mary and Bob that as soon as he'd made enough money to restock his ranch, he'd come back and claim her.
Give it to him and tell him I wish him all the happiness and good luck in the world.
That's another count against that bunch of no-good fakers. You know, I'm just itching to get down to that there ranch and get my hand on some of them sheepherders. You didn't do so well the last time. Oh, shucks. I just let him get in the first punch so he'd think he was going to have a pushover. Didn't he? Of course not. If you hadn't have stopped me, I'd have had him whipped in no time. If I hadn't have stopped you, you'd have been on your back again in no time. Oh, Hoppy, Come on. Before I could do anything to help Bob Norman, I'd have to find out what kind of a hold Barlow held over him. So I'd worked out a plan to get Bob by himself where I could have a talk with him. Hi, Rance.
Hi, Cassidy. What is it?
I want to talk to Bob. There's a little matter of an unpaid feed bill that he owes the Cattlemen's Association.
It's funny you didn't run into him on your way out from town.
We took the shortcut.
He's on his way in there to see you.
What about?
He's afraid. So am I, for that matter. When we got back here today, we found a note on the porch telling us to get out without waiting for any payment. It was signed sheep haters.
Let me see that note.
I don't have it. Bob must have taken it with him.
Well, he's liable to be riding into trouble. There's some trigger-happy cattlemen in this part of the valley. Come on, let's see if we can stop him. A couple of miles out of town, we had nearly caught up with Bob when... Brett, give me your handkerchief. You better get his horse. The men who had shot Bob were too far away for me to make out who they were. But if they were some of the cattlemen who had decided to put an end to Bob's career as a sheepman before he got started, they'd answer to me. But I couldn't go after them now. Bob was badly hurt and needed a doctor. I hope you don't mind my bringing Bob here, but I couldn't think of anybody that'd make a better nurse for him than you.
I'm glad you did, Hoppy.
That'll be all, Mary. Hoppy, it's a lucky thing that you and Red got him here as soon as you did. A little rest and he'll be as good as new.
That's fine. There you are, Doc. I'll give you a hand.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.
It's all right. I'll be seeing you.
Say hello to your wife.
I will, thanks.
No, well, I don't.
Hey, Hoppy, Bob's having deliriums or something. He's babbling all over the place.
He probably got a slight concussion when he fell off that horse.
Hell, whatever he's got, he's trying to say something about Barlow.
No, I can't go through with it, Barlow. They're my kind of people. I can't let you double-cross.
Wait a minute.
Get your hands off of me, Barlow.
Take it easy, Bob.
Hoppy, what happened to me? What am I doing here?
Well, Red and I brought you in. You were coming in from your ranch today and somebody shot you. But you'll be all right now.
I'll never be all right again, Hoppy.
Bob, do you feel like telling me what this mess is you got into? Maybe I can help you.
It's not a very pretty story, Hoppy, but I was coming in to tell you about it anyway, so here goes. I was over in New Mexico when I met Lucy and her brother in a gambling hall where they were working. I guess my foolish bragging about my ranch being worth a lot of money caused it, but anyway, they got me drunk one night. The next morning, they told me I was married to Lucy. I tried to get Lucy to call it off, but it was no dice. When I told them that I wasn't rich, that my ranch was worthless, Barlow dreamed up the scheme to swindle the cattlemen by threatening to run sheep in. Lucy promised me my freedom if I'd go along with the idea, but when I saw you this morning, then Mary, I knew I couldn't go through with it, even if it meant being stuck with Lucy for the rest of my life.
Bob, did you tell Barlow that you were walking out on him before you left the ranch today?
I told him I was going to tell you the truth no matter what happened.
What was his reaction to that?
He said if I was going to be a fool, there was nothing much he could do about it except call the whole deal off.
Now, ain't that just like a bunch of dumb sheepherders spoiling all their fun by giving up so easy?
I don't think they gave up. They thought they were playing it the smart way.
I don't get it.
Wait a minute. Now I was beginning to get a clear idea of who shot Bob and why. I was sure that Barlow had sent his gunmen after the boy to quiet him for good before he could talk and spoil their deal. Some unknown trigger-happy cattleman would be blamed for the killing, leaving the Barlow outfit to collect and pull out with no one the wiser. Red, I've got an idea that might work.
What is it?
You and I are going out and have a talk with Barlow and his men. We'll be back as soon as we can.
All right.
Gunmen, but don't start anything unless they do.
I sure hope they do.
Hi.
Something you want, Cassidy?
Yeah, I want to talk to Barlow. I got some news for him. Hi, Rance.
Hi, Cassidy. What is it? Having trouble raising the money?
No, not at all. The association will have the money for you by noon tomorrow. I just thought I'd better tell you to keep your eyes open until you're paid off. Looks like we might have a little trouble with the cattlemen.
Is that so?
Yeah. Bob Norman was shot this afternoon.
Shot?
Yeah.
Was my partner killed?
Oh, no, he'll be all right in a few days. The postmistress is taking care of him over at her place.
Did you talk with him? Did he say anything? I mean, about who did it?
Not a word. The doc gave him quite a dose of sleeping powders. I'm sure you won't do any talking before morning.
Well, in that case, I guess it wouldn't do us any good to ride in and see him before morning.
No, you couldn't do anything for him that hasn't already been done.
Well, thanks for everything, Cassidy. I'll see you in town tomorrow.
Yeah.
In the meantime, we'll take your advice and keep a sharp lookout. Those same cattlemen may decide to shoot us down the way they did Bob.
That's right. Well, so long till tomorrow. Come on, Red. Let's see if we can find out who those cattlemen are that shot Bob. I had the feeling that sometime during the coming night, Barlow and his men would try to get rid of the one witness against them before he did any talking. I had baited my trap, and now I was going to set it. The next move would be up to Barlow.
Who are you? What do you want?
You just keep your mouth shut, sister, and you won't get hurt.
Shh, quiet. You'll awaken my patient.
We didn't come here to awaken him. We just came here to stop any blasted sheepherder from bringing sheep to the Twin Rivers.
Stop it!
What are you doing here?
I had an idea something like this was going to happen when I saw you three slip away from the ranch tonight.
Shut up!
I'll speak my piece and you'll listen. I didn't mind going through that fake marriage, but I'm not going to let you put a noose around my neck but tie me in with murder.
Shut up! Go ahead, Biggs. Finish what we came here for.
No, wait!
Get your hands up. All right, Red, take the gun. Get over there. Well, I've seen enough and heard enough to convict all of you. All right, you can come out now, Bob.
What's going on?
Maybe you better show them, Red.
You dumb sheepherder has just been wasting good lead on a dressmaker's dummy.
Mary, I think Bob has been punished enough. Now that we know he's a free man, maybe you better take your ring back.
Thanks, Hoppy.
That goes for both of us.
I can't figure out how I was ever chump enough to let you outsmart me, Cassidy.
You'll have plenty of time to figure it out later in some nice, quiet prison. All right, let's go. It's a short walk. The jail is just across the street.
Trail to where cowboys range. Hopalong Cassidy, Hopalong Cassidy, he'll return soon again. There's no use to say goodbye until then. Hopalong Cassidy, here he comes, here he comes. There's the trumpets, there's the drums, here he comes. Hopalong Cassidy, here he
Little things can lead a man into a lot of trouble, like the time Red Connors and I went searching for some strays. We covered almost every acre of our 20 land before we realized that our luck was running out faster than those strays could travel. Toward sundown, we decided to give up and head back to the ranch when blowing in from the east on a slight breeze came the aroma of pan-fried beefsteak. Beyond a fringe of nearby brush, smoke of a campfire curled skyward. We decided to investigate.
Appears to be two of them. Yeah. Keep drawing our fire. I'll get around back up.
I think you've had enough target practice. Put your gun away, son.
Now that you've caught up with us, what are you going to do?
I haven't decided yet.
Well, I'll be hanged. Just a gal and a kid.
Yeah. You know, shooting from ambush is a bad habit. You may not live to outgrow it.
Well, we were only trying to scare you off so you'd quit following us.
Following you?
Don't try to deny it.
You're a mite mixed up, miss. We were just out here trailing some calves.
Yeah, and from the looks of that fresh side of beef over there, I'd say we found one of them.
That calf wasn't yours?
It's got a Bar 20 brand on it.
Mister, Judy and I don't know anything about brands. We just found the critter running loose and figured nobody owned it, so we helped ourselves.
So that makes you and your sister cattle rustlers.
Don't let them frighten you, Tom. They're just trying to make trouble. We'll pay for that calf just to get rid of you, Tom. Here, take this and move on.
But you may need this. Besides, I don't expect you to pay for that meat.
I insist. We can take care of ourselves. And why are you trying to stop us from reaching Mesa Springs?
Is that where you live?
Well, we aim to as soon as we claim the property, Uncle Judd.
That's enough, Tom.
Hey, wait a minute. That property might explain things. Anybody else besides you interested in it?
You are.
All women are stubborn. But she beats anything I've ever seen.
Well, we're just trying to help you.
We've had enough of your kind of help.
Listen, son, if you're in trouble, you and your sister will be perfectly safe at our ranch. We'll be glad to put you up.
No, thanks. We'll manage.
You better start managing that meat you just bought.
Our supper.
Come on. I figured it was useless to try and reason any longer with a couple of confused kids. We headed back to the ranch.
Morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
Howdy.
I'm Trevor Lane, United States Marshal. This is my assistant, Bob Hayes.
Oh, yeah. What can we do for you?
We're trying to get a lead on a pair of counterfeit money passers we have traced into this area.
You mean they're operating around here?
That's hard to say. It showed up in a number of places.
We haven't even heard of it.
You will. Some of it showed up in Twin Rivers only this morning. A young girl and her brother bought some provisions with several worthless banknotes.
Do they call themselves Tom and Judy Marlowe?
Sometimes. We've been trying to catch up with them.
Say, maybe you're the two they claimed was following them.
And then you've met them.
Yeah, yesterday evening about sundown, they were camped down here at the lower end of the bar 20.
We located the spot this morning, only our birds had flown. That's why we came up here.
Well, gentlemen, about all we can tell you is that they were heading from Mesa Springs to claim an inheritance.
And you believed it?
Well,
lucky they didn't stick you with some of their samples.
Hey, how about that banknote they gave you for the calf?
No. Maybe you better take a look at this.
Looks like you're out one calf.
So, what can I do about it?
You hold on to that. We might need it as evidence when we catch up with that pair. See you later.
Right.
It appears as though we got took. Now, I suspected that bull-headed gal and her cattle-rustling brother were mixed up in something.
Well, if they are, there's somebody else back of it. This was made by an expert counterfeiter.
Well, that's the marshal's problem.
So it is, but he's not going to solve it in the direction he's heading. The answer lies in Mesa Springs. Those kids told us that much.
You don't think they'd be fools enough to go right back there?
Maybe they wouldn't, but we are. Let's go. All I had to go on was that calf, the counterfeit banknote, and a strong conviction that we'd locate Tom and Judy in Mesa Springs. By late in the afternoon, Red and I had searched everywhere for Tom and Judy without finding any trace of them. I was ready to admit that Red had been right all along, that the girl and her brother had never intended coming to Mesa Springs. We decided to hit the trail for home. Then I spotted it. It was the same wagon we'd seen at the campsite on the bar 20. Something about that sign looked familiar. Then I remembered. Look at that sign. Judd Marlowe. Well, that's the name of the uncle that left his property to Judy and Tom. Whatever we expected to find inside a newspaper office didn't appear to be in this one.
Looking for someone?
Ain't if it ain't that girl again.
Disarming you is getting to be a habit I don't like, Miss Marlowe.
You have a habit I don't like. I suppose you're going to deny having followed me here?
Not this time. Where's your brother?
You ought to know. What have you done with him?
You mean he isn't here with you?
You know very well he isn't. When I woke at our camp this morning, he was gone. I thought he came over here on his own, so I drove over to look for him. You've taken my brother someplace.
No, I think the law beat us to it this time.
The law? But Tom's done nothing wrong.
That's a matter of opinion, young lady. Remember this?
Is that the money we paid you for the calf?
That's right, and it happens to be counterfeit.
Is this another one of your tricks?
Oh, now let's stop playing games. We know all about the trail of counterfeit money you and your brother have been leaving behind you.
Counterfeit money? Where would Tom and I get hold of counterfeit money?
Maybe someone just conveniently planted it on you.
Now I'm beginning to understand. You were the two prowlers Tom and I chased from our camp one night. You exchanged our cash for worthless banknotes hoping to trap us.
Wait just a minute. Did you say there were two of them?
That's right, and you're the two.
Thanks, Miss Marlowe. I think you've just given me the answer.
What answer?
I don't know what you're up to this time, but I'd like an explanation.
There isn't time for an explanation. If we're going to find your brother, you better get over and get the sheriff and bring him right back here. Now, hurry up like a good girl.
Hoppy, why'd you let that girl escape? I thought we came here to find them counterfeiters.
We came here to find the truth.
I suppose that pack of lies she was telling us is the truth.
Red, if that girl's lying about the last place she'd come to would be Mesa Springs. Besides, that sign over the door backs up her claim to this property.
But what about the counterfeit money?
Who'd have had a chance to plant that on those two kids?
I don't know, unless it was them two galoots she claimed was trailing them.
That's correct. The two galoots are the same men that came to the bar 20 and admitted they were doing the trailing.
You mean the U.S. Marshal?
If he was a U.S. Marshal. I don't recall that he showed us any credentials.
Say, that's right. Then Lane and that other polecat are deliberately trying to frame them Marlowe kids.
Worse than that. I think they've caught up with that boy.
Shucks. All we'd find now would be a cold trail.
That's why we're going to stay put. I got an idea before long that wagon out there will bring somebody looking for Judy Marlowe. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Don't move. Get his gun. Now, where's the girl?
I wouldn't know exactly.
He's lying.
Or stalling. Better get outside and look around.
You've gone to an awful lot of trouble to keep Judd Marlowe's heirs from claiming this place.
Well, that would be hard to prove. Marlowe didn't leave much worth claiming.
This is a newspaper office. He must have left a printing press. Where is it?
They say Marlowe disposed of everything before he died.
Yeah? I got another notion. That press is being used someplace to turn out counterfeit banknotes.
Maybe you're right.
Well?
Oh, Sheriff, come quickly. There's trouble.
That Marlowe gal's headed this way with the sheriff.
Let's get to the barn.
Stay put!
Come on, Rudd. The horses are out here.
All that you do, get your hands up.
You're making a mistake, Sheriff. The two men you want are making a getaway down the alley.
I've heard that one before.
Hoppy carries a badge in his own county, Sheriff.
Hoppy? Why, I should have recognized you on sight, Cassidy. I'll get a posse.
Oh, we haven't got time. With Lane giving us the slip and Hayes dead, we didn't have the slightest lead to Tom Marlowe. Hayes's horse seemed to be taking a familiar route, maybe from force of habit. That barn could mean the end of the trail, but there wasn't much chance of our approaching without being seen. There had to be another way. Red thought it strange a wagon should start out the way that one did. I decided to investigate. We were pretty sure that driver was protecting more than just a load of freight. It didn't take us long to discover it was counterfeit banknotes.
And get out of sight. Hurry it up.
What happened, fella?
Lane sounded worried over what the driver told him. He figured we'd been scared off, but he knew we were getting mighty close to the truth. Lane decided to get the wagon out of sight, while the driver was to destroy the counterfeit banknotes hidden at the livery stable in town. But if I knew Red, that driver was due to have company.
Those two strangers who shot Hayes are in this area and gunning for trouble. Better get outside and keep your eyes open. You printed your last counterfeit banknote. After I settle up with you two, I'm clearing out. Alone.
You mean you're going to kill us?
You and the kid are the only ones that can prove anything against me. I got no other choice.
I'll give you one. Drop that gun. Untie the boy.
Look out behind you!
Are you all right?
Sure, sis, I'm fine.
I was afraid I'd never find you.
Guess we got here just in time to miss all the fun.
Yeah. Well, there's your man, Sheriff. He's been using this barn as a hideout to print counterfeit money.
And he's been using that livery stable in town as a front for smuggling out the phony money.
Well, you're part of this outfit. Who are you?
I'm Judd Marlowe.
Judd.
Judd.
Red, get him out of here.
Judd.
What's left of him, Charlie?
But everyone thought you were killed in that avalanche at Powder Hill. They found your body under the rock slide.
They found an unidentified victim wearing my clothes. Lane planned it that way.
What did he have on you?
He found out about a prison term I once served on a trumped-up libel charge. He threatened to expose my past unless I met his demands. Then he took over all my printing equipment. Forced me to print these worthless banknotes on my own press. I was guarded night and day.
Well, that's all behind you, Mr. Marlowe. You still got your press left, and I'm sure the sheriff will agree with me that the town could use this newspaper again.
I do agree, Hoppy. And as far as I'm concerned, Mesa Springs buried the wrong man, while the Clarence publisher was away for a spell. Glad to have you back, Judd.
Charlie.
Well, there's your answer.
Oh, Tom and I'll be glad to help you get the paper started again, Uncle Judd, before heading back for Missouri.
You're not going back to Missouri. I've got other plans for you.
And so Red and I were soon taking our last look at Mesa Springs and the town's newest business. Yes, it looked like we'd managed to round up a few strays after all.
There he goes on his way down the moonlit trail to where cowboys race. Hopalong Cassidy, Hopalong Cassidy, he'll return soon again. There's no use to say goodbye until then.